Welcome back, everyone, for another round of Planet Nomads. We are here again with the orbital station in a much more bleak environment. I've continued much further north. I think we ended last time here. I made a little pit stop here, got a lot of supplies, came all the way up here. We've got a little alien wreck over there we might go check out. It's pretty close by, a nice little mountain type area up there. I do have the miner deployed out there, getting me some more supplies, and that's going to help a little bit. But as I said last time, I need a scout ship. I need something for going out on quick exploration runs and getting some basic, find a point where I could go harvest resources, or have something I can just fly out and do some, collecting like wreckage and such. And so I've been looking, and I've got a few designs, but the first one we're going to try is from TANGX69. He does some really good work. So, of course, I am interested in checking out his. And we're going to do the small air scout design from him. And that's upside down. The cockpit's upside down. I'm pretty sure it's not supposed to be like that. I think it's supposed to be more like this. Okay, so this is the small flyer. I see we already have a small deuterium generator, which is about out of power. Yeah, let's go ahead and cut that off. I'll need to go grab some. Or not cut off. There it goes. Okay. So we got that. We got a thermoregulator. We've got the cockpit. And we have a stasis pod. I'm not really so worried about the stasis pod. The small air blaze. We've got some storage on it. 4 containers. So not a huge amount. Like I said, this is just for scouting. Yes, I might collect a few things along the way and need some storage to bring them back. But beyond that, I really am not going to use much. The thing that I'm missing from this for my playstyle is a radar. I really would like to have a radar on this, just because some cases I go out, I'm not going to want to have to, come back and get this to go over there and do the radar scan. So I may be modifying this to have a radar dish on it. But before I do that, we need to take it out for a spin. So this has a very fast turn speed. See, it's actually lagging up for me, but very fast turn speed. We've got a pretty decent high speed of right now approaching 60 kilometers per hour. So not the fastest thing, but it's also not using any of the mechanic cheats to fly super fast. We're already now approaching 65. So we've got a good thing, and you can see it's got some nice lights underneath, so you can actually highlight something when you're landing. And yeah, so it's a good one. There we go. We're approaching 70 kilometers per hour. It's got about an hour with 10 deuterium cells in it. So not necessarily like a super long run, but you're not going to be really like flying all the way around the world. That was the point of the orbital station, is to have it to fly and go. And I wasn't even intending to go that way. I wasn't looking at the compass, but we went dead on for that little alien wreck. So we're going to check it out. Might as well. Okay, a little weird when I try to land. Apparently I landed too hard, because it just decided to start flipping on me. Excuse me, alien deer things. I just come in here to check this out. And okay, we got crystals. Yeah. We got gold, uranium. Okay. And still nothing we can do with these. So in terms of the flight, this is really good so far in terms of speed and rotation. It's also doing really well on power. For how much I put in, how long it's lasting. The stasis chamber is obviously useful for certain needs. However, I'm at that point where I really rarely ever need to use a stasis chamber. So it's not really that useful for me. Again, I probably will take it off and put like a radar dish on it, because the radar would be a lot more useful for me. And that, I'm already way up here past where I need to go with the, past where I've been and scanned with the orbital station. So being able to just go ahead and scan, like, not necessarily going in the same direction that I would be going with the station, but going in another direction, you know, east or west or something like that, and there goes a rock rolling down. Okay. And also, I'm in that barren area where apparently all the deposits show through very readily on the terrain. And so you see just how extensive this deposit is if I really needed uranium and such. So I'm on my way to that mining spot so I could get some more zeonite, hopefully. And look how fast my orbital station is climbing in altitude. That is way faster than it's been climbing recently. Now suddenly it's not going up anymore. But it was, I mean, normally it's been like, you know, 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, 0.4, like that speed. And now it just shot up. And I didn't do anything different. I didn't remove anything. I didn't change the, you know, amount of weight on it. I added more weight because I got an extra vehicle parked on top of it now. And yet it started going up way faster now than it has in the past. So more weirdness with how this is responding in terms of flight. So now that I'm back in the area, since I did not get to mark it before, I need to go find it, the spot I was at, and this may not actually even be the same island. I said I would find some zeonite, and there we go, a nice zeonite boulder. So yeah, maybe somewhere around here there's a zeonite specific harvesting spot, but for the moment I still have at least the mining rig over here, and there's just so much showing through in the barren landscapes. It's like you just, there's no guessing anymore about where resources are. It's just right there. The front of this actually kind of gives the look of almost a pig snout, and the way it looks like two nostrils sort of, and then we have our lights underneath. Of course, the deuterium generators, small, our storage behind all of that, and this. It's almost wide enough to accommodate a radar install if I was to take that out, though of course it's not going to line up perfectly there. It's shifting to the side, so yeah, that's not going to work very well. What about some basic production capabilities? So I could put a couple of emergency printers there, and it should, well, I would say snap there, but it's not going to. It would snap really more because that block looks to be in the way. Yeah, that's a shorter block, so it's not going to snap there. It would snap right dead center if I took the stasis chamber out. So really at the same time, if I wanted, I could just upgrade it with the compact 3D printer, which of course would drain power from the generator, but we should have plenty and it would fit easily there. And then I could probably adjust it to have something that connects off of one of these up. I actually take like two of those pieces off and have it connect up and have a connected printer sitting there, and we could actually connect into the storage we have. Maybe have the other side be like an item dispenser, so it makes it easier for building the beacons in different areas. Now it has its own beacon, which is nice, but I'm thinking more of like being able to leave a beacon, like, oh, I found this spot, I'm gonna leave a beacon here. Oh, there is an item dispenser there. That's nice. That's where our lower light comes from. So if I was to do that right there, even if I don't tie it in, I at least have a 3D printer that now can run off of this. And well, you know, if I can target the right thing. So now I have a 3D printer, and with that 3D printer I can produce supplies while I'm out. And you know, worst case, I could just say I'm going to build, if nothing else, build a set of beacons on it like that, and of course turn them off, so I'm not sitting there with tons of bright white light. And then I go to some place, I'm like, you know what, I'm going to leave a beacon here, pop, done. That way I don't even have to worry about producing anything. It's already there for me, ready to go. And actually that would be completely doable, I think, with the stasis chamber still on board. It does not look like it's going to let me place a beacon on there. So you have a choice. You could leave the beacon that you have already on board right there. Take that, leave it. You could take the stasis chamber back off. You could put beacons on top of things. I mean, yeah, it's not the prettiest thing, but you got beacons there. Or do like I did, take the stasis chamber out, put in an emergency printer, a compact printer, whatever, just so you have a way to produce some supplies while you're out working. And of course, you know, in worst case, you take some supplies with you already loaded in to say like, oh, I'm going to need some frames, plates, and, you know, electronic parts. So you toss all that in to start with and you're good to go. But if you forgot it, you might want production. Again, I would like to have a radar dish on this. So as far as the orbital station goes, I've made a few adjustments. I've added thermal regulators throughout because I am in a colder area and they really do not provide that much of a distance to them, because, you know, right through there, I'm still having a spot where there's no regulation. I walk up just a little bit and I'm out of range of two of them, right smack in the middle, and my temperature drops immediately. The only reason I did this was because I needed it in this area, and I never needed it when I was building this. I was in a nice temperate climate, perfectly enjoyable. Much prefer to go back there, but I am continuing my around the world trip. North Pole, then back around the other side to the South Pole. And again, that is the small Air Scout by TANGX69. If you're looking for a cheaper scouting vessel, something early game to fly around until you can get something bigger, more of a robust, full base solution put together, this is a good option here. It's not that expensive. It doesn't require anything that needs Zayanite or anything like that. I mean, it will require some third tier material, as I would say, the titanium and such, for certain things, I believe. But for the most part, it's not that expensive. And it does have a deuterium generator, which is, let's face it, that's a little bit easier to get supplies for, making the fuel even early in the game. You've got some storage, you've got a thermal regulator, so you can go into the more extreme climates, which is useful for going and getting that. And as you can see, I've got minus 53 degrees because I have that regulator turned off. Wow, and even the regulator's not kicking in enough. I'm going back inside. But yeah, it is a good design. It's more for early gameplay. I need something that's a little bit more of a late game, but small and cheap, sort of early game style. So I will be looking at some more designs. I've looked at a few. That was the one I wanted to really dive into first. I've got another one I'm thinking about looking at next. So, yeah, that's going to be it for this video. And next time we'll look at a different design. But if you enjoyed the video, hit the like button. Leave me a comment below. Let me know what you think about the design. And, of course, link in the description below if you want to check out the small Air Scout from Tang. And, of course, hit subscribe if you haven't done so already. As always, I'm your host, Mr. Spicy. Thanks so much for watching. Be sure to keep it spicy this week, and I'll see you in the next video.